Hello and welcome. Well, the racing industry has always been known as a male-dominated industry, particularly in the riding ranks. Well, that is all changing very, very quickly. In fact, in some country areas, it's not uncommon for the females to ride the whole program. One such female making a name for herself is young Mollie Fitzgerald. Of course, she's the daughter of former top jockey Malcolm Fitzgerald. Last season gone, Mollie rode over 50 winners, which put her in the top 10 of apprentice jockeys within the state. I caught up with Mollie last week to talk to her about what sort of influence her father has on her wonderful career so far. Well, Mollie Fitzgerald, thanks very much for spending time with me. It's great to catch up with you.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I'm really looking forward to having a chat, so thanks for the opportunity.
Well, of course, Dad Malcolm Fitzgerald is very close to me. We've spent a lot of time in his riding career. Do you know much about his riding career?
Yeah, I grew up always knowing Dad was a jockey, but I'm really enjoying this next chapter of our lives together and just looking back on his career as well.
So growing up, you would have been not too far away from ponies. They must have been in the paddock down the bottom there, probably.
Yeah, we've always had horses in our life, which I've been very grateful for, but definitely grew up going to pony club and pony club camps and jumping and now working with the racehorses.
Now, is it fair to say that you weren't always keen to become a jockey?
Yeah, so grew up with the horses, which I always loved. Coming through school, I went for a ride on the beach with Dad when I was probably 13, and I just fell in love with the racehorse. So from then on, I kind of had my sights set on being a jockey. Once I finished school, I was kind of left in a little bit of a unknown kind of career path. So I had a little bit of time away from the industry, but found my way back to it, and haven't looked back since.
So was Dad always encouraging you to keep going?
Yeah, through school, he was really supportive. When I was a bit unsure what I was doing, I didn't really want to let him down, but he's been supportive throughout it all.
So tell me, what was it like the first time you got on the horse's back and you went really fast?
Yeah, I think it would have been the same time when I went to the beach with Dad. I probably did a bit of three-quarter pace, but for me that felt like we were flying. But yeah, it was just beautiful. We had a lovely sunrise and just felt really connected to the horse, and from that moment I knew that this was what I wanted to do.
And when it came to race riding, was it all you thought it would be, or was it completely different? Yeah,
my first trial, I kind of went into it just with a bit of an open mind. I wasn't still 100% sure if that's what I wanted to do, but I come back from my first trial and knew it was what I wanted to do. It was very quick and over very quickly, but race riding, it's just such a thrill.
Take me through your first winner.
Yes, on a little horse called Time Flies By.
The only danger at this point, I think, is Time Flies By. Off the track is Sawn Off, and then behind him was Crown Reach, but Brute Tingle clear. Time Flies By is coming after it. Brute Tingle just in front. Across the track, Time Flies By has grabbed the favourite, and that is Brute Tingle, and on the inside, rushing home was Crown Reach.
It was her first win as well, so that was pretty special. But we jumped. The plan was to lead. She jumped a little bit slow, so we just had to go to plan B. She travelled for me beautiful around a really small track at Barraville, and kicked away. And I just remember coming down the straight, and I was just covered in goosebumps, and I think just so full of excitement, and went across the line, and it was everything I dreamed of.
Was Dad there?
He wasn't. It was the one meeting that he missed, but he was there with me. Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what are your brothers and sisters? What do they think?
Yeah, they're supportive. I've got a beautiful family and friends support group around me. My brother Cam, he's not really that fussed with the horses. I think Dad tried that with him, but he's supportive as well. He watches most of my races, and my little sister Lace as well. She's got horses, but she didn't follow a career into it, but she does love watching.
So, how the other jockeys treat you? When you first came to the races, were they helpful? Were they just standoffish? What was the feeling in the jockeys room?
Yeah, we've got a really good base of senior riders around here, which I think any of them, if you go and ask a question, they'd all be happy to help. So I think I'm very lucky to be in a spot where the riders are very helpful. Definitely have a few that have pulled me aside and just said where I can go a little bit better, and which is really good.
So Mollie, apart from Dad, he's obviously one of your idols. What about other riders in the jockeys ranks? You've got some of your favourites as well?
Yeah, I think there's different levels of jockeys, but I think they're all very knowledgeable. I think girl riders, I think obviously we look up to Kathy O'Hara, Jamie Carr, Alicia Collett as well, and then, you know, fellow riders in the jockeys room, Michaela Weir, she's very helpful. There's just so many of them to name, but we're based in a really good spot where you can get knowledge of a lot of good jockeys.
Brilliant. And what's the goals for the future? I mean, you've had a super year just gone.
Yeah.
So obviously just to flow on from that, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I've just marked my first year of riding, so my goal was to ride 50 winners in my first year, which I achieved, which is great. So I think just my focus now is continuing on through my claim and just progressing through that way.
Around the home turn, Office Jim in front, drifts to the crown of the track but leads by 2. Cassia Lane is second. Here's Little Profit right down the grandstand rail. It's Office Jim in front, Cassia Lane, Kalahari, Hart, Little Profit. Office Jim is just in front, claimed by Cassia Lane, who strides to the front. Cassia Lane wins the Inverell Cup. Cassia Lane from Office Jim.
So Mollie, it won't be long before you're in the city.
Yeah, I think I'm really just focusing on outriding my country claim. Obviously keep improving and getting stronger and progressing, and then hopefully make my way that way. Yeah.
So a lot of other young girls out there, what advice would you give them?
I think just have a go. It's definitely an amazing ride. I think it's taking the ups with the downs. I think that's something I've really I didn't really expect it to be taking a step into the career, but I think it's just going with the highs and lows. But I wouldn't change anything. It's it's an amazing job, and it's such a thrill to be getting the opportunities and doing what I love.
So the Fitzgerald name is going to be around for a long, long time. Is that what we can safely say?
I would hope so. Yeah. No, I'm loving it, so I'm gonna keep having a go.
Well, Mollie, all the best for the future. Thanks for spending time with me. And let's hope, not too far down the track, there's a Group 1 win for you.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Definitely a dream of mine, so thank you.